All right, here we go. We are live once again. Another tie of the week live here on All Tied Up Fly Tying School here on the wonderful, the international, worldwide web, the YouTube. So we're going to get started here in about 10 minutes. Gonna do a little pre-game, little pre-chat. Got to do some admin stuff here on my end. Get all my settings set. And hit the share button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And you should do the same. Hit that share button. Hit that thumbs up. Say hi. How you doing? We are live once again. It's a beautiful day here in central Minnesota. Rode my bicycle 5 miles. Oh, I take that back. I'm exaggerating. 4 miles. And I hit up my little lake downtown, the downtown lake, Lake George. It was a little breezy, made casting a little difficult. I was out there with the 5-weight. And I did not get skunked. I caught myself 1 sunfish. Can you believe that? But, you know, it's alright. I am the first one to admit that I'm way better at tying flies than I am actually using them. You know, it's like, to the rocket scientists, engineers that work for Formula One racing teams. I mean, they're smart people. They know their machines inside and out. But do they make the best driver? Probably not. Probably not. But imagination is your only limitation here. The river's blowed out. She's angry. River fishing is a little difficult right now in my neck of the woods here in good old central Minnesota. But so who do we have out there? Say hi. How are you? And how you doing? Let's see here. Get back up here so I can see the chat. And there we go. Live chat. Say hiya. Here we go. We got Colin. Colin's in the house. Who else do we got? Looks like we got 2 others according to the machine. So anyways, what we are looking at tonight, what the subject matter, if you will, is what I am calling pink lemonade. Just your basic flashback little nymph. It's a lot of fun. Easy to tie. Nice and buggy. Maybe I should have brought one of these with me today. So I also hit a small quarry. And if anybody has any tips on quarry fishing, let me know. I'm all ears. I don't know how to fish 150 feet of water that's like a foot away from you. I mean, it's kind of spooky, if you ask me. Quarry fishing, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I think if there wasn't all that water in there, people wouldn't be walking right up on the edge. It was a pretty interesting area. A lot of graffiti. A lot of graffiti. A lot of graffiti out there. Some of it was a little more tasteful than the others, but I don't know. I got 5 minutes till. I bet we can. We're just gonna go ahead and start early. I'm feeling like it's go. All systems go, go. Because we got lights, we got camera, we got beverage, we got hooks. Let's do this. All right, so my little pink lemonade here. I'm using these Stupid Sharp Firehole sticks. This is a 637 and the flavor of a size 16. A little 2x heavy. That's what we're going for. Because I'm really not, I'm not adding any additional weight. Let's set this one off to the side. Pink. All right. So first things first, I'm going to start this off with a little bead, and a technique that I found that seems to work for me on these beads. I have a few of them in my tray, but these are just small glass black beads. These are actually extra small. Extra small. And I know this is not doing anything for any kind of added weight, but it makes for a neat front end. So I take one bead and I press it down on the table with my pointer finger. And look at that. The advantage of the barbless hook. Now we can just secure that in the vise. And let's do this. Thread I am using, just it's a waxed yellow, I believe. It's waxed, feels waxed. And it all begins with a single wrap of thread. We'll just lock this in and trim off our tag end. And first things first, I'm going to tie in my ribbing material. This is a small UTC and the flavor of hot orange. And let's go ahead and just lock this in. Now I'm going to tie this in on the side, on the near side of the hook, because I'm going to lay that flash back in there. And I want that to fold over nice and pretty. I won't do that if my wire is in my way. I'm going to take this down the bend just a little bit. Maybe at about the 10:30 position. I guess that's really 11 o'clock. Alright, so the flash back on here. Hey Jimmy, welcome. Welcome Jimmy. I have this Mirage tinsel. It's a medium opal. This stuff is very, very pretty. Alright, so let's go ahead and tie in a little piece of that. And this stuff is really hard to see in a small little piece on your bench. So one of the things that I do when I'm messing with this stuff is I have kind of a dedicated spot. And set this right here on the top side, and I'm going to work my way back, and I like to do this so I can kind of drive it into position. There we go. Alright, we'll take a few more wraps, locking that all the way down. There's nothing wrong with a few extra wraps. Alright, let's do this. Dubbing. We're going to build our body up. It's going to take a little bit of wax. Alright, so I'm going to share with you guys a little trick that I've just recently picked up on reading a forum. I mean, everybody's real quick to just look at pictures and stuff, but if you take the time and read some of these fly tying forums, what I did I don't know, for maybe about a half an hour before we started tying tonight. I took my little blob of wax here and I just set it to soak in a bowl of hot water. Not boiling hot, just faucet hot. And that really kind of softened everything up. And it really makes it for a better dubbing wax. Hello, brother. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so our dubbing material we are using, if you've been playing along recently, you should know that I'm on a Fly Tires Dungeon kick, and that's what we're going to be using for the body. This is some lemon yellow Arctic snow. Watch out where those huskies go, and don't you eat that yellow snow. All right, so let's go ahead and just take a small little touch of this. Just a small little pinch, and I'm going for a very slender body on here. I'm not trying to build up any kind of bulk at all. And you would have no idea how difficult this is with a camera in front of you until you've actually tried it. Yeah, big news coming in down the pipeline on the Fly Tires Dungeon is he is seriously considering upgrading, revamping his dealer distributor program, which is something I will be more than happy to jump in on. So if the mad scientist ever watches these live streams, I'm in. Nice slender body. All right, so I got a little bit of dubbing noodle left. I'm just going to pull it away from the fly, and I can just take it and pull it off the hook, and or not off the hook, off the thread, and reuse it in the next one. All right, so let's go ahead and take our flashback. We're going to carefully fold that over and lock that in here on the front side. Excellent. You want that to stay centered right along the back, because we're going to come through with our ribbing now. And we'll do some counter wraps. Get the vise back into my working position. Nice, even, open spiral. That's the key. Nice and even ribbing. Here we go. All right, let's go ahead and lock this down. Couple of wraps. And some people do the helicopter. I come in with my little flush cutter. It's that easy. Save your scissors. Push the tip down a little bit. All right, so now we're going to do the pink for the pink lemonade. What do you know? We're continuing on with the Arctic snow trend, and this is hot pink. I mean, it's obviously these two colors were absolutely made for each other. But this is just, again, we're going for a small little puff, which I just lost. There it is. Just going to touch that onto the thread. We'll dub that on. Sparse, sparse, sparse. We don't want too much. Like, that's enough. I'm just going to take the rest, slide that up and out of the way. And I don't like the yellow, pink, and then yellow thread, and then the black head. So I'm going to come in with my Pro Marker. And I'm just going to touch a little bit on the thread. Watch it disappear as we do the 1, 2, 3 whip finish. 1, 2, 3. We'll do one more. 1, 2, 3 whip finish plus a bonus. And that really kind of separates that little black glass bead head up front. And we got a couple big strays. I'm not going to come in with my scissors and trim anything off. I just got a couple long ones. I'm just going to yank them, because we want to let it do its magic. I'll zoom in here. I know the resolution isn't quite that great when I'm completely zoomed in, but that is what I'm calling Pink Lemonade. What do you think? If you love it, give me a thumbs up. Hit that share button. If you're not a subscriber, you want to make sure you subscribe. That's the best way to get in on all the action of all that is all tied up here on YouTube. So yeah, I'm a really big fan of this Fly Tires Dungeon material. It's actually kind of magical. The more I mess with it, it's just like, boy, I really think this is pretty cool. Thumbs up from Jimmy. All right, here's something crazy that just came up when I was trying to tidy things up. Look at this. Look at this hot mess. These are my little nubs that are scraps from when I did that little braided leggy worm thing that I couldn't get out of my head when I was asleep the other day, or trying to sleep the other day. All right, let's go ahead and do another Pink Lemonade. Once again, these are size 16 Stupid Sharp fire hole sticks. I'm sorry, my dyslexia just kicked in there. 6, 7, wow. 6, 3, 7. You never see any marches for the dyslexic, just so you know. Not that we've noticed or anything, or haven't noticed. We're going to hang a little black bead in there. Extra small glass black bead. It's the highlight. What does it say about these? Made in the USA. Yeah, these old Spirit River. 2% of the proceeds donated back to saving the wild fish. Alright, so let's go ahead and get one of those beads on. And I got one little bead I'm chasing around here on the bench. And I just press my finger down on there pretty hard. And it sticks it to my finger. And you lose it. Dang nabbit. Alright, let's try that again. New bead. And there it is. Here we go. Alright, let's go ahead and cast on our thread. Just a standard yellow wax thread. We'll start that right behind that bead. And trim off the tag end. Alright, first things first, you know what we're going to add? Our ribbing. I really like to lock in my ribbing early on in the tying process. That way I know it's nice and tight against the shank of the hook. everything else gets wrapped on top of it. Really buries that wire, and you're not going to get much better of a bind, a tightness on it than you will right up next to that hook. We'll bump our thread forward a little bit, and we'll tie in our flashback, which once again, medium opal, Mirage tinsel. This stuff is just pretty. I don't know where they come up with some of this stuff. Where do they come up with this stuff? I don't know. You tell me. Alright, let's go ahead and lock this in on the top side. We're going to run this back, riding it along the bend. Excellente. Alright, so what I like to do here, and I don't know if I pointed that out when I did my dubbing last time, I take my thread forward a few wraps, just so when I take those first initial couple wraps of my thread, I don't have to stack them right on top of each other on the very back, the furthest rearmost point. Alright, once again, we're going to take some of this wax. Wax on. In 3D, whoa! So if you didn't know, one of the features available on YouTube, and if you're messing around with your smartphone, somewhere on there should be a little gear button for your settings. And if you have one of those optical separator viewer things, you can actually watch this in virtual 3D. You can do that on any, I believe most, I'm not going to say any, I'll say most YouTube videos. The power of Google, my friends. Alright, let's go ahead and dub on our body, which I did not mention again. Lemon Yellow Arctic Snow. FTD, baby. My Google Chrome unit's gonna have to learn that one. Because when I tell it, okay Google, FTD, I don't want to look at flowers. Take me to the lab. The undisclosed location. Somewhere in Colorado. Alright, we're going to stop that right there. I'm not going to be tempted to continue on with that. Add a little bit of dubbing. Just going to pluck it off. Alright, we'll take our flash forward after giving this a couple of kind reminder which way it needs to go. Carefully lock down your flashback. Here we go. Alright, let's go ahead and trim this off. Ba-dam. Alright. Take our ribbing forward now. Nice even open spiral counter wraps. Work it up the bend. And forward. There we go. And I just give it one little added twist directly behind that bead. Because I've been so sparse with my material, I really want to make sure that bead stays locked forward. Trim off our wire nice and close. I'm gonna add another little touch of wax, because we're gonna add on our collar some hot pink Arctic snow. And I'm talking just the smallest little puff. Sparse, sparse, sparse. I don't know how many times I have to say it on this one, folks. Sparse. Keep it sparse. We really want the weight of, we're dependent on the weight of this hook. And one of the things that I noticed, you know, experimenting here, so I had to give it the old cup test just to see how she sinks or swims. And what's really neat about this is when I had it in my little cup of water, I had little air bubbles, little gas air bubbles coming out of just that collar area. And you know, it still sank. I mean, it's not gonna sink like a stone, but she'll get down there. For all those thirsty fish that want some of this lovely pink lemonade. All right, we added our marker, and we'll do a couple of turns and lock that off. There we go. All right. Couple long pieces. Let's see if we can't just yank some of that off. There we go. Now, in fact, what we can do is we're going to come in with our little brush. We're just going to tickle that belly out a little bit, just to get a little more bug out of that. Would this work? Kind of big to get in there. So yeah, if you have a small little brush, I'm gonna come in and brush this out a little bit. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That is some pink lemonade stuff right there. So there we have it. There we have it. Holy smokes! It's only 1/4 after, and we're blown 20 after. We're blowing through these. That's all right. Let's tie another one. The tie of the week is strong with me today, my friends. All right, size 16 firehole stick, number 637. I never said this technique was the best. That's what works for me in most cases. So before I run my vacuum on my bench, I'll come in and add a little bit of, or search for these little random beads that I lose. Take a sip of beverage. That's pretty good. Bent Paddle Brewing Co. Black Ale from Duluth, Minnesota. Some dark stuff there. Alright, let's go ahead and cast on our thread right behind our extra small glass bead with our yellow waxed tying thread. Tie in our ribbing, UTC small hot orange. All right, here's the pop quiz for everybody out there. What is the size BR? We got SM for small, and we got BR is the next size up. Who can tell me? I'm gonna just keep asking this question. If you know it. Give somebody a chance to guess. We'll tie this wire in on the side. And take that down the bend. Alright, let's grab our flashback material, which is our medium opal Mirage tinsel, which is almost impossible to see when it's just kind of laying in a curl on your bench. Going for the top side. Work that down the bend. There you go, Jimmy. You got it, bud. B.R. Brassey. Ding, ding. Jimmy wins. Unfortunately, I have no prizes to give away. Except a thumbs up. Thumbs up, Jimmy. B.R. Brassey. Alright, let's go ahead and we got our flash on. We're ready to dub. Before we dub, we're going to add a little bit of wax. So I'm looking into making my own dubbing wax, sticky tacky wax blend. And what I need to acquire is bow rosin. I have pretty much everything else. And you know, it's bow rosin, it's beeswax, and some other ingredients. Let's do our little sparse noodle. Maybe a little bit more, just in length. Now see, without the camera, right here I can take it a little bit in a better direction. But I like to give you guys this view. I mean, trust me, I'm a handsome looking fella. But when I do my videos, I believe all eyes should be on the fly. Let's focus on the vice, focus on the work, not the artist. Because I think if an artist needs more attention than the actual art, then their art sucks. Now, I'm not saying a rock and roll musician that needs all the, you know, I'm not going to gig the Grateful Dead because of their wall of sound. I mean, that would be ridiculous. I mean, putting on a show. Here we go. Nice, even, flat, level. Not that much taper on there. Let's grab our flashback, pull it forward, and keeping it on the top side, keeping it classy. Seattle. I think I might have put a twist in that. By Jove, I did. So what we're going to do now is we're going to untie the fly. 2 turns. This is going to be one of those magics of live streaming. We'll talk about this one for a while, how I can't get that to... There we go. Alright, so you want it to lay on there nice and flat. No twists, no kinks. Beautifully situated. along the spine. Hey, we got Jessica in the house. Good evening, Jessica. How you doing? Take our ribbing, work it forward. Nice, even, open spiral. There we go. Lock this off, couple of turns. Good. I would be relaxing too if I had a big old steak in me. Yeah, I called you out. Getting steak dinners. Mm-hmm. Gotta love a good steak dinner. Can't go wrong with that. All right. Right now we're just looking at some lemonade. Let's add our pink. Pink, pink, pink. Pink lemonade. Hot pink. Hot pink. Look out. Hot pink. I mean, just... If I was to say how I'm going to put this on, what word am I going to use? Am I going to put it on thick or thin? Nay. Sparse. That'd be a technical unit of measurement. We'd call that a fart. A fart of dubbing. Just a little. Just a little. Alright, let's go ahead and do our collar. Our little hot pink collar. Just a couple of turns. There we go, Jimmy got it. Sparse, sparse, sparse. Sparse is narce. That's another made-up word. Sparse is narce. Alright, let's go ahead and darken our thread. Our black pro marker. Out of Alright, don't know what happened there. Lost connection. Right as we were finishing this fly. We added our black pro marker. Because I really like the look of the black thread right behind the black bead. Against that hot pink. Couple of twines. And we'll secure that. Yeah, boy. Alright, let's go ahead and we're going to tickle the belly. I like tickling the belly with the little brush. Get a little bit of that dub out. Let it dub, let it dub. Here we go. It's like brushing your teeth. Except not as rough. I don't know. I like it. I love it. Pink lemonade. What do you think, folks? Will it fish or will it not fish? That is the question. Oh, looks great. Thanks, babe. I appreciate it. These ones certainly do not take long to tie. Let's go ahead and do another one. Why not? I think I'll be doing a we'll be doing a how to tie tutorial video on this later on in the week. But first I have to do my letter V for the A to Z tying series. What fly was I going to do? Let's look at the book real quick. Let's look at the book. I got it bookmarked. What's it called? The Viva. The Black Viva. This will be coming down the pipeline soon. The Black Viva. That's going to be next on the A to Z tying series as we wind that down. As we wind down, it's just been a very excellent journey working, you know, from the cover to cover in a book, especially when it's laid out alphabetically. I don't know. I think it makes for a decent YouTube playlist. Because I definitely couldn't just make that my only focus, because things come up and I don't know. I don't think I could do just that and not throw some of these other ones in the mix. Now let's go ahead and take us down the bend, keeping it on the near side of the hook. And let's go ahead and grab some of this Mirage Opal tinsel. Well, I appreciate that, Jimmy. It's interesting. I had to go back and do some admin work on my YouTube channel last night, and I had to go into every single video and adjust a setting, and it was kind of interesting working my way backwards. And I got to the apple green. Let's see if I can remember off of the top of my head what did I do? I did an apple green, I did a beaver nymph, the cardinal, a dancing caddis, E12, F is for Fred, G is for greenbutt, did a H Hurl, I, what was I? Gosh, I don't remember what the I was. I did a Jersey Herd, a Crystal Flash, Rockworm, Lee's Fairy Shrimp, Mickey Finn. I did a Needlefly, and Oliver Kite. I did the Professor, a Quicksight, QR, Red Fox, Squirreltail, Shipman's Buzzer, Trude, the usual. A lot of fun. Alright, let's continue on with this one. Instead of me just listing off flies alphabetically. Sorry, that was kind of lame of me. Alright, here we go. Let's do some dubbing. Get the dub on. Some lemon, yellow, Arctic snow. Alright, we're going to go with the less is more approach. Some people really struggle with dubbing, and it all comes down to practice. Like everything else in the fly tying world, you'll never get it if you don't practice. And sometimes you just have to dub 100 nymphs. You must first dub 100 nymphs before you become dub master. Now it's patience. Less is more. In 99% of the cases. If you want thick, heavy dubbing, go back and forth a couple of times. Do a dubbing loop. You'll never get there from here with just a standard dubbing noodle. Keeping it sparse, my friends. Nice even body. From the rear to the front. Here we go. I like it. I like it. We'll put our best flash forward. Let's see if we'll do this one a little bit better than last time. Here we go. Does anybody follow college football at all? How about them Spartans, huh? At the big rivalry yesterday. Michigan State. And this was my team. The Big Green Machine. It was a good game from what I watched. I was volunteering at the VFW working bingo, so it's hard to focus on a football game when you're counting a bazillion single dollar bills working bingo. Here we go. Nice even open spiral from the rear to front. Hey Steve, welcome. Welcome. We are tying up some pink lemonades. That's what I'm calling these. These are tied on a size 16 firehole stick, 6/3/7s. And we're just about to add the pink and the lemonade. A little bit of hot pink Arctic Snow from FTD. And before we do that, we're going to add a little touch of wax. Just a little bit. Alright, a little touch of dub. Make our little dubbing noodle. That's not cooperating. We'll just keep mashing it. Here we go. Alright, we'll build up our small little pink collar. Shot collar. Here we go. Alright, let's go ahead and add our black pro marker. We're going to magically turn our yellow thread into a black thread. Or at least about 1.5 inches of it or so. We'll put our cap back on. That's the best way to kill a marker. Leave the cap off, let it dry out. Alright, we'll come in with our whip. And right behind that bead, 1, 2, 3. We'll add a bonus. I like it. I like it. All right, we're going to tickle the belly. We're going to get our little brush out. We'll brush out some of those Arctic snow fibers. So, well, is Steve still watching? Where's Steve? Steve, are you still with us? Where are you from? I'm coming to you live from central Minnesota. If Jimmy's still here, I know he's from North Carolina, if I remember correctly. There we go. Central New York. New York, New York. Well, I was on a different Lake George today. I was on a small Lake George. Maybe about a quarter acre. No, it's got to be more than a couple acres. Maybe about a 5-acre lake. Well, what do you say? Do we tie one more? I think we owe it. I think we owe it to Steve because he got in a little late here. So Steve, just for you, I'm going to tie one more. Tie one more. So I got to get another hook out. Fire hole stick. 6/3/7, size 16. Nice and heavy hook. It takes a little soaking to get these flies down, but once they are wet, they do go down. Ah, Steve was fishing. Steve was fishing. We like that. Now, were you catching? That's the real question. I went fishing today. I rode my bike 4 miles and I caught one fish. And it was about the size of my palm of my hand. A little sunny. Just like the day, nice and sunny. I earned it too. I mean, I had been working that water for a little while today, and I don't know, it's just, you don't catch anything, and then you get a bump. And you get all excited. And you fish and you fish and you fish, and nothing, and you lose your motivation, and right as you're at, I don't know, a couple more casts, and I'll hang it up. And then you get another bump. So no catching. That's the Bricks, man. I mean, I got one fish, one small little sunfish. I mean, he was definitely new to the neighborhood. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I personally don't have to catch big fish to have a good time. I mean, that gets the adrenaline really going, but you know, when fishing, when things aren't going quite your way and you finally get one, be it a small one. So big or small, I'm really quick with my camera on my fish pictures. Now catch and release, everybody. That's my standard spiel. Practice catch and release unless you're feeding yourself. Just don't be a jerk about it. But don't lollygag with the fish out of the water. I mean, some people can be really oversensitive about that. You know, oh my gosh, what did you do? Blah 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 blah. It's like, well, we are fishing. They are going to come out of the water. and another YouTube channel, the Fly Fishing Ninja, came under some criticism in this comment section about, you know, a fish that he caught and how long he kept it out of water. And it's like, the fly slipped through the gill plate, this and that. It was kind of a mess. I don't know. The fish got back in the water. It swam away. You know, all's well that ends well. But, you know, it's you're taking them out of their world. I mean, nobody likes to... I was thinking about that. It's like... You know, it's like when we go underwater, we hold our breath. We take a big gulp of air before we break the surface. Alright, we're back. I don't know why it keeps jumping off on me like that. No other Wi-Fi is being used in the house except the live stream. Maybe I need to move the router right here. Let's go ahead and double our body up. So yeah, I mean, just think about it. Just be nice. Just be kind to the fish you catch. That's all. That's all that I ask. Show that fish some kindness. It's a respect game. You know, you gotta give it to earn it. There we go. Nice even body, nice slender body. Working our way up. Let's go and take our flash, or tinsel rather, and we'll lay that over on the top side. A couple of wraps, lock that down, and come in for the trim. There you go. Might be able to get one more out of that little piece. Let's take our counter wraps with our hot orange ribbing. We'll take nice even wraps. Excellent. And let's trim that off. Alright, it's time to add some pink. A little bit of hot collar on there. And this is the hot pink Arctic Snow. I mean, we're just... I mean, at this rate, this bag is like for a 4 lifetime supply. Because we're going for a nice little touch. It's such a bright color. We're just going to do a small little collar. We'll take off the excess. Pull that off the thread. And let's go ahead and add a touch of black to our thread. And 1, 2, 3 whip finish. To finish this off. 1, 2, 3. And there it is. One last time we'll come in with our little brush. Now this brush, it's a hearing aid brush. It's got a little magnet, which is great for pulling hooks out of bags and whatnot. But it's got this nice little brush. So if you know somebody with hearing aids, they might have a spare brush that they haven't used. Get a new brush. You don't want stuff with you don't want any additional dubbing wax. But yeah, we'll just bug this out a little bit. After this, I think we'll call it a night. There you have it. Because we started a little bit early, we'll end a little bit early. There you go, the pink lemonade. Size 16. Now, when I was doing this earlier, experimenting, I did not use the black bead. I just did a thread head. And it worked, but I really liked having that hardness of having that hard line from the black bead head to the pink collar, transitioning right into that yellow body. So we'll have to see how it fishes. I'm sure it'll do well. Let's go ahead and see what we did here. Here we go. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they look relatively even. So, alright gang, that's it for me tonight. We'll come up here. We'll do a shout out. We'll do the shout out stick to the Fly Life Company, Fly Life Nation, and the good old 406 Fly Boys. Alright gang, thanks for tuning in. Happy tying. Be sure to join me next week. Hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, give me that big thumbs up, spread the word. We're out here every Sunday, unless something happens, and we're not here. But we'll see ya. Tight lines, everybody. Thanks.